TV47.
Alright, welcome back. You're watching TV47 Breakfast, and this is Relationship Wednesday. We're talking about communication, the make or break factor in love. Do you agree? Is it really the make or break factor in love? And we'll be sampling your feedback right now, what you're sending and your contributions with regard to the conversation we're having in studio. I still have Matthew, Yvette, and Nkatha, a counseling psychologist. We're talking about communication, really. Who is communicating and who is not communicating? Let's sample some of your feedback as we continue with this discussion. Mary from Nairobi says, communication is important, but what do you do when your partner completely shuts down and refuses to talk when there's a disagreement? I want us to go around. You know, now we'll be sampling feedback and then we answer to them. And Nkatha? How would you respond to that? Communication is important, but what do you do when your partner completely shuts down and refuses to talk whenever there is a disagreement?
Okay, back to, I'm assuming the partner is a man, not to stereotype. Yes.
Her name is Mary.
Yes. What I mentioned is fearful avoidant. So they form avoidance. So communicating with them might be a little bit challenging. So first things first, they need to understand how to communicate to their partner. And the only way they can understand this if their partner communicates the same. Communication can be in very different forms. Yes, there's a verbal communication. There's also non-verbal communication, you know. But non-verbal communication simaanishi madharau, ati muoneshane madharau or anything. You can take them for a walk, and then when you're walking, just try different forms of communication. Because what I realized is men are very uncomfortable, especially men that have fearful avoidance attachment. They're very uncomfortable sitting down and having this, being summoned to have a conversation. So try something different. Go for a walk, take them out on dinner, and engage in a conversation and all that. See, try different forms of communication other than just ilea. We have to sit down, we have to discuss this. At the same time, your partner, you also need to express to your partner how this makes you feel. Because again, a relationship can't work without communication. We both need to figure out what is happening. Na tuwezi nyamaziana forever. I was seeing the other day, there's someone that alinyamazia the wife for almost 30 years, 40 years.
Right.
Na wanaishi nyumba moja, and they never divorced. They still stayed together.
Not speaking to each other.
No, the wife does what she needs to do. They have evil. Now, evil.
For 30 years.
For 30 years. It's an old couple. Yeah. So, yes. So, we don't want it to get to...
That's a true story.
Yes, it is. I will send you the link to it.
Okay.
There's so many things out there that happens when communication is not done the right way. So, find different ways of communicating and at the same time express. When it comes to relationships, there's something I take my clients through called needs and wants. What are your needs in a relationship? What are your wants in a relationship? Those are two different things. Also understanding your emotional safety, your emotional security. So safety and security needs. Yeah. What would make me feel safe in a relationship? What would make me feel secure in the said relationship? So these are things that both of you need to figure out so that you can work it together. But eventually she does need to address it. Try different methods of communication, not just the common summoning and everything. Yeah. Go for a walk, dinner dates, movies and everything. Then throw in that conversation. But at the end of the day, express how you feel. Because if it's not addressed, then it's also affecting you. As much as it doesn't seem like a serious thing now, again, the broken glass theory. As much as it doesn't seem like a big thing that hataki tuongelele story sahi, so I'll just give him time and everything. But how much time is time? Mnaweza never mfike 30 years na mwongei, so it needs to be addressed.
All right. Matthew, why do some men feel like communication sometimes are interrogations? Just picking up from what Nkatha said.
It puts you under the sense of submission. You know,
Communication.
of course, when you are put under the interrogation, right? I think I got it right?
No, that some men feel like if, you know, the partner now wants to talk about something that, not interrogate them. I want to talk to you and tell you that, you know, nowadays you're coming home late. Nowadays, you know, you're coming home and then you leave your socks by the door and I don't like it. It's giving me too much work. Nowadays, you don't spend much time with the kids. Nowadays, you know, there are things that you say that don't sit well with me. Sometimes men feel like this is now interrogation, right? Nkatha mentioned something like that when women try to initiate conversations with men, most of them translate it to be interrogations.
So no, I can say the moment a man feels interrogated in that sense, there's something wrong. Yeah, not all men, by the way. I had a person who understood actually whatever Kathy was saying. Yeah, understood the essence of making you talk even when you don't want to talk, making you open up even when you don't want to open up. Of course, you'll not open up to everything. Bringing different kind of conversations that will align everything, even if things have fallen apart. You know, you know, these are basic necessities, and some different people are raised in different environments. Yeah, there's a man who is a responsible man, and there's a man who is, I don't want to call them careless, but there's no any other better name to call them, but I will call them careless men. They are not making their rooms, they are not making, they finish with the cup, they leave it them. So when a lady tries to take them through in, you do this, why don't leave that there? Man, you should take it positively, because you have, at least you have someone who is doing what? Who is guiding you on what you're supposed to do. But the moment a man starts to take it as an interrogation or try to find a defense in such conversations, small conversations, that shows you that there's something that is not good, that is not well. And if everything is well, then bombshell is coming.
So not all men.
Yeah, not all men.
Great.
Yeah.
Kevin from Nakuru is asking, can a relationship survive if there is genuine love but poor communication? What do you think, Yvette?
I will say it can't.
It can't?
Yeah, it can't. And let me say this. As I said, communication is like the oxygen of a relationship. So if it's not there and you're only relying on love, remember, even the aspect of love is never just silent. I will use the story, I think also a colleague of mine was telling me the same story of people who have stayed together for 30 years. And one thing about silence, it speaks louder than words.
Yeah.
So if you're not communicating to your partner, then that actually isn't love. Because in as much as some people never bind love to words only, you will realize that you're only surviving in the relationship. You guys feel like it's love, but actually your relationship, when people put you in different rooms and they start speaking to you, you realize each of you have issues that have never been addressed, and you have become so comfortable that it has even affected how you view yourself as individuals. So I would say that is very dangerous. That is literally like you're walking on eggshells in that relationship. That is literally very toxic. If you guys are not communicating, then you're literally risking each other's personalities, or you'll realize each party is losing a sense of love to themselves. They won't be better individuals. And if these people are even to bring up kids, it's very dangerous. I feel it's really risky. And so I would really tell them to really work on communicating. Just talk. Talk it out. And I'm also compelled to answer Mary's question.
Yes.
I would tell her this. If the guy has been silent on you for a while, and yes, you have tried communicating, or even you haven't, can you also look for someone to talk? Because if someone isn't talking to you, I usually believe no matter what you do, because I have seen my friend go all the way to take this person out, and they go on the dinner and the person will be on the phone. Until the day she
Your friend
decided,
is he a man or
no,
is she
she's a girl.
lady?
Until the day she decided to ask the friend, what's going on? It's actually, they went on for 3 months. She asks him to go for a movie. She gets the ticket. The guy won't talk. She will follow the lady, but he won't talk. And so when she brought in another person and told the friend, and the friend was like, this thing that you did another day is what is making him silent, and he fears telling you because of how you react when he speaks. And so you see, when she asked, she knew the problem, and so I can request the guy, can you tell him so that we talk about it? And so when the guy realized the girl has gone all the way to find out what the problem is for another person, he actually communicated to her. So I feel if talking to him doesn't work, try looking for another party. It can be friends, it can be family, to just try come in and solve the issue.
And that's now I am because we are. That's the spirit of Ubuntu. Yeah, because that's what I was trying to say it earlier. When even during our ancient day, when you are getting thing, like I won't be able to tell this person this way and this, but I need this thing. It's better. There's those people that they will be heard, they will be gotten by the click of a hand. And sometimes more so it happens to men, by the way. This thing affects ladies more than men, because for men, for ladies, just that she said, they talk, they open up to anyone they find very much easily. But for men, it becomes very much difficult. On that point of my brother from Nakuru, you know, the love alone cannot sustain a relationship. Because communication is the mechanism that translates love. You see? Yeah, through communication. So I don't know why what he means by when love is there but communications don't. He might be thinking maybe by providing maybe financial resources, by being there, by being maybe by doing everything, being a responsible person, providing what's there, necessities, that alone is not enough. Of course, many people feel that is enough, but you'll get to realize being open, communicating is one of the main mechanisms that now translates clearly what love is in a relationship. So just as she said, they need to work on how they can bring things back. And if I always say this, if he tries and it doesn't work, it's always good to make things clear, make things easy for both parties.
Because I'm thinking, and sorry to cut you short, Matthew, I'm thinking there are people who are just naturally quiet, you know, from this question, from Nakuru, that can a relationship survive if there's genuine love but poor communication? The men or women who, you know, they're just quiet in nature. Wamezaliwa watu wanyamavu sana. They're men of few words, or they're women of few words. Now, in that context, can that relationship survive? I'm not talking about the nonchalance. You know, nowadays we're talking about, oh, this one is just a nonchalant person. But a person who is just naturally born a quiet person.
Yes, it can survive, but there's a very big difference between a person that is naturally, you know, quiet and then when there's an issue, they're still also quiet because it needs to be addressed. When it comes to relationship, 3 things must be there. Availability, your partner's, how easily you can access your partner, you know, and how do you access your partner? Through also communication, you know, and then responsiveness. I know you've seen online this narrative of people were trying, it was a TikTok trend of couples, the lady telling the partner, oh, look, it's a bird kwa sky, and then trying to figure out how the partner responds to it, whether they'll engage, where's the bird,
what color.
Exactly. So that also says a lot when it comes to relationships, you know. And then engagement. The same way, how do we engage with each other? Yes, the person can be an introvert, but at the same time, these three things.
Walk us through the bad theory. What does it say about relationships really? Because if there's no bad, you're talking about a bad, I cannot see it, then yeah, I have to interact and ask you questions about a bad that is non-existent.
Yes, so that it's not even about the bad per se, it's just about how you respond to it. Yes, I've told you there's a bad, and have you looked at it? Have you taken your eyes off your phone or whatever it is that you're doing to look at the bad, to engage with me, to respond to whatever it is that I'm telling you?
Are you showing interest?
Are you showing it, or are you just dismissive of there's no bad there, or something like that? That says a lot in terms of also, I'm not saying you should base all, siwambi mtoki huko nje mkiambia tu there's a bad and everything, no, but what I'm saying is it says a lot, it speaks a lot about how you interact with each other, how you engage with each other based off just that scenario. It also says how would this person respond if it was something serious. If I was having a crisis in something, would they be responsive to whatever it is that I'm going through, or would they dismiss it? At the same time, when matters dismissing, you also need to understand whatever is big to me, to someone else might be very small. And that's where we also go wrong, whereby naona kitu yenye inampatia pressure kwangu ni kitu kidogo sana, perception, you know. So I will dismiss it based off it's an issue for me, but it's a very big issue for them. So I need to respond and engage with them, figure out what is happening and everything from that point of view, not looking at it from this is something very trivial or very minor, so why are you getting? That's the whole point of the bad and everything, just how they respond to it.
I cut you short. You were making another point. Of
Yes.
If somebody is born naturally quiet,
Yes.
it
So
can survive.
it can survive, yes, but at the same time figuring, because I'm assuming if this person is naturally quiet, then mlikatiana na mkaingiana box ukijua mse ni mpole. I also say at times people are very uncomfortable in silence. We can be in the same room, you're watching TV, I'm doing something, but we're enjoying this company. You see, there's nothing wrong with that. The only time it becomes a problem is if there's an issue, we both know there's an issue, tumekasirikiana and no one is communicating. Now that becomes a problem. Now that moves from mtu ni mpole to we're not communicating. So there's a very big difference between mtu mwenye amenyamaza na communication, and communication needs to be done, you know. So yes, I feel like it can work if there's not an issue, but if there's an issue na mtu bado ana choose silence, then there's a high probability that the relationship won't survive. And at the same time, like what they said, love is never enough. Like love, mtu asiyekuja kudanganya ati I love you, so the merit of that, this should work. There's so many things. Wanasemaga love ni moto ambao unafaa kupepea kila siku, so that you know it ignites that fire and everything. So there's a lot of work that needs to be put in, you know. So love can never be enough.
I'm thinking about these people who are staying together without speaking to each other for 30 years, for 3 months. Then when is the right time to leave and find something better? Must you stay there and wait for communication? And who initiates it? If at all, let's just use these 30 years. Then didn't anyone try to initiate communication in that relationship?
I feel at times we just get comfortable in the uncomfortable, you know. Something has become so uncomfortable for a long period that we've already gotten used to it. And again, the whole narrative of brushing things under the rug and everything. So we've all ignored it and we're just comfortable. We have kids, we have properties together. You see, the whole process of divorce is a big issue and everything. You're like, we might as well just stay. Weka huko, mimi nikae huku. But I feel like that's also a very toxic way of living, especially to the kids, because again, remember the core beliefs. What we see growing up is what we end up becoming, or either worse of it or a better version of it or something. So you will also end up affecting your kids' personality, how they interact with others and everything. So it's always good. And also at the same time, the triggers, what has led to this. At times you might think something is very small, but it becomes the thing that actually ends the relationship. No matter how, it might be no one cheated, you know, in relationships, the biggest thing mtu anaweza fanya is cheating for me to walk away. But unaweza pata no one cheated, No one cheated, no one hit the other, but something happened and we ended up breaking up. And when you tell people, the spark ended. And why? Because we've not been preparing the, you know, fire to ignite it and everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like people really need to understand that as much as you're comfortable in the relationship, it's something that you still constantly need to wake up and work on it. You need to constantly wake up and intentionally choose your partner. Say, this is who I want to be with, and I'm going to put in the work. The same thing from the end. This is who I want to be with, and I'm intentionally choosing them. And moving forward, I'm going to, you know, make the relationship work. Because there's a lot that
needs to be done,
that needs to be done, than just love. You can love someone, but you realize, as much as I love you, we're not compatible, and this relationship won't work. So yeah, love is never enough.
What else sustains a relationship if you're saying love is not enough, Matthew? We're saying communication, pia ni kama it's not enough, then we're also saying that there's a lot that needs to be done to, you know, just make a relationship successful and sustainable. Then what else makes a relationship
thank you. Another thing that makes a relationship sustainable is the availability of enough resources.
Pesa.
What do you mean? Money or what?
Of course.
Go straight to the pesa.
You know,
He's beating around the bush.
that's why even I asked about
Yeah.
the issue with my brother in Nakuru. Because when you're saying, when love is there, for him he believes, more so men, we believe that sometimes, we believe that when I can provide, I can give you whatever you want, that's love. No, that's not love. So one of the things that sustains a relationship, even if you are a good communicator, best of best in this world, still, if money is not there, my brother, if you are watching me, look for money. More money, much money. Money, the leverage gives you an advantage in a relationship. That's number one. Number two, mutual respect, both for men and women. There must be a sense of respect. So this is beyond even love and relationship. This is much deeper. It's the same way, the way I can engage with you, even without knowing in any way. I should be there with a much kind of respect in each and everything. That's another thing that also helps in a relationship. Then the best of best is the sense whereby you allow each and every individual to chase their path, their career path. Because, get to understand, I had my own dreams. She had her own dreams. We are only partnering, in this relationship. So when we are partnering, I should not make her stop whatever she's doing. If she's engaging in the community work or NGO or wherever segment that she's in or field. The same way with me, I should not stop her so that we can focus only on mine. I'll be very, very much selfish. So that's another thing that much helps in sustaining a relationship. Then the last one is the now putting your relationship to the hands or to the attention of a lot of people. The moment you bring a third party, a toxic third party, I'm not meaning a positive one, because, and this thing has with ladies, sometimes they might mean well, you know, because they want to open, they want to find a better person to talk to. They sometimes they don't mean to do anything bad with the relationship, but the way this thing will go out there, you see, and then another person comes in into this relationship. So the relationship that started with two people is now being controlled by the whole group, by a committee. So all your decisions, all your everything is now being decided by another person. That's one of the things that will instantly kill and finish the relationship. But above all, look for money, more money, much money.
Yvette, do you have anything to add on that? Or do you agree with Matthew?
Maybe I would. Hapo kwa pesa.
Yeah.
I want to maybe correct something. I think in as much as love is never enough to sustain the relationship, I would also urge people to stop idolizing money. Because you realize sahi wanaume wa sahi wanajituma excess.
Yeah.
And they enter into this relationship in the mindset of women love money. If I have money, she will stay. But even this money is not enough to keep me to stay. Because the way people have made pesa ikue kila kitu, for me I find it annoying. Because some men are really becoming ignorant. You will call your man and he will pick. And you just want to talk and ako like nikuweke ngapi. You see, and you're like, okay, I didn't even want to ask about money. I just wanted maybe I'm just checking up on you. So most women will find it disrespectful, because I hear the conversations on different podcasts and how men nowadays are talking. They're like, sisi sai tunatafuta pesa. Ukiwa na pesa hakuna dema na kukataa. Hakuna, so you find they're missing out on the actual point. And I cannot blame them also, because there's an era of women who made it seem like money is everything. And even young ladies nowadays, before even you tell me
Talk to me
yes, so you find even before a lady you say hi to me, the lady has already studied you. Kama ukai pesa, please, I cannot interact with you, you see. But let me bring another aspect of also honor. Please honor your partner in that relationship. Honor your partner. This aspect of ladies, especially, I see a lot of ladies nowadays struggle to honor men. Because, come on, we are equals. Why should I honor you? You see. But there's that level of respect and honor you should give to your man. And I think most men, and you see why I was saying men will observe you, you will respond in a certain way to a man, and the man will even be shocked. And be like, okay, umenijibu aje. Na hata kuambia, they are studying your character, because that lack of honor is killing a lot of relationship. Especially the men are not communicating about it, because they're like, come on, you're the lady. If you're doing this right now and we're not married, what if we get married? You still depict these same habits. And that's why along the way, the guy will just go silent and disappear from your life, and you wonder what's happening. So let us learn to honor both the men to honor women, and also women to honor men. But Anne, I want us to take this conversation somewhere else. What ways are people communicating with? Because I feel that the modern way of communication is also killing a lot of. Why are people getting divorced? Why are relationships not working? Because of how are people communicating?
So it's not a lack of communication.
It's not a lack of communication.
Kind of communication.
It's the kind of communication that people are making. Because I feel when you hear two people talking, she was speaking about everyone is being high. No one wants to come low. And when that happens, everything will break. You see, some ladies, the only way they know how to communicate is, I will shout. And he was talking about peace. You will shout at a man and they'll be like, oh my God, you shouted. And maybe to the lady it was not a big deal. I just wanted you to get the point. And maybe a guy will push this table away. That's his way of communication. And the lady will be like, hey, kama amerusha hii meza acha nipake and go. So how are people communicating?
Not lack of communication, but the kind of communication.
Let's
get more feedback before we forget that people are also watching. Faith from Mombasa says, how do couples communicate difficult truths without hurting each other's feelings?
Before I answer her, can also reply to what else is there when it comes, if love is not enough, values. Everything they were talking about were values, respect, honor, but at the same time when you discuss, align your values, do our values align? And then when you talk about values, we always use the dictionary definition of values. So if it's respect, what does respect look like for you personally? If it's honor, what does that look like for you personally? Not what we've learned in the books, but what does that look like? Also understand your negotiables, non-negotiables, and what you can compromise on, because that's another thing that we don't try and figure out when it comes to values. Yes, these are my values, but you don't align them as these are my top 3 values, meaning these are my non-negotiables. If this is not there, then this is not going to work. Okay, these ones I can compromise on. We can meet each other katikati. And then these ones are my, you know, we can weigh and see if I can adapt to what your values are or not. So values are very important, but figure out what those values mean to you. If it's respect, not the dictionary definition. Personally, what does respect look like? You know, for someone in Ezakua, I want to be told the bitter truth. That's how I see respect. But someone else is said me in kidogo, like nidanganya white lies. They call it white lies. So are you the kind of white lies, or do you prefer it honest and as bitter as it is, so that your partner can know, for this one, I won't go straight up and tell them what. I'll just, you know, until we get there. So it's very important to know what both the values are, if they align or not, your non-negotiables, your negotiables, and all that. Now back to
faith.
Yes, back to faith. When it comes to communication, I know there's this communication style called assertive communication, whereby I'm straight to the point, I tell you what is happening and everything. But most people assume assertiveness comes with rudeness, comes with being mean. But as long as I'm telling you what I want, and that's it. But that's not how it is. The real assertiveness means I need to put your feelings into consideration. I need to see how I'm delivering my point. I need to make sure that even if I tell you whatever it is that I need to tell you, my truth, it won't leave you with a bitter taste or getting angry and everything. So one, empathy. Empathy is very important also when it comes to relationship. Ile kujiuliza, kama ni mimi niko penye yako, na mtu ameniongelesha hivyo ama ameniambia hivyo, how would I feel? Would I be okay with it? Would I be comfortable with it? So learn how to employ empathy also in your communication. Again, remember we are communicating not for one person to win. We're communicating to find an understanding, a common ground and everything. So I need to pass whatever it is that I need, as much as it's hurtful and everything, in a way that it won't make you start questioning whether you're a good person or not. It will just help you see where I'm coming from. Again, I statements. This is how I feel. I don't know if that's how you intended me to feel, but as of now, this is how I feel. You get? So from the other end, they can get to tell you, oh, I'm sorry, it came off that way, I won't do it again and everything. So as much as it's something bitter, figure out how you're delivering it. I normally tell people, someone can be very mean to you with a smile, and by the time unatoka hapo, you won't realize umetusiwa. A day later, and don't realize, oh my God, this is what this person was saying, right? The same way, you can see something very painful and mean, but in a nice, calm, and polite way that the other person will not even notice that this was actually a jab. You get? I'm not saying telling people to go out there being mean in kind.
Positive criticism.
Yes, positive criticism. Emphasis on positive criticism. Because where we go wrong is whereby we now start seeing each other as them versus us. And it's not about them versus us. We are in one house. We are a unison. So empathy also works a lot.
All right, let's get more feedback because time is also running. James from Kisumu says, is constant texting and calling a sign of healthy communication or insecurity? Matthew, what do you think? And I'd love to tie to, maybe are we confusing now constant communication with meaningful communication?
Absolutely, it's now being confused with being desperate.
Being desperate?
Yeah, at the same time, I can add that one to it. When someone keeps on texting you or calling you, many another party might take it as, is this person desperate? Or what is up? I can say this, that is not a clear sign of a healthy communication. Are you calling constantly or texting constantly? What are you communicating? It's hey. So what matters?
The ladies are laughing at you.
It's okay for even for them. They will tell you.
Okay.
Yeah? It is good texting, calling, but the main thing here when we are talking about communication is not just communication. Yeah, psychologists told us as we started, comprehensive communication. Yeah, we are talking about the main things that can either shake this relationship or build this relationship. So it depends with whatever you are texting or calling. I assume maybe he is in Kisumu and the wife is in outside Kenya, or it's okay then to text, constantly texting and calling. That's good, but know what you are trying to communicate, because what I understand with the experience I have gathered in few years is that many ladies sometimes will tend to take constant calling and texting as a sign of a weak man, as a sign of being desperate wherever you are. And help me.
Now
and
that is how you view women.
No. And I will.
That is stereotyping now.
Maybe they will respond about that, but that's what I can say.
Yeah.
To finalize on what she had said earlier about now the money part.
Yeah.
I never meant it in a bad way, you know, unless you she said something. What Matthew might be seeing it as a 0.01% problem, maybe another person will be seeing it as a 99% problem in this thing. So it depends. Unless the reality has ever found you, you realize that as a man, avoid poverty. Poverty is a curse to humanity and more so to men. So I can say, when I'm talking about money, I am talking to the point of experience. You will end up losing valuable and good people because of your carelessness in terms of understanding the principles of economy. As a man, when you are building up, in relationship, when you are thriving in relationship, thrive in your finances, thrive in your career, thrive in your leadership. Yes.
Actually, Yvette deals with money, so maybe that's why I listen to what she said. She is a finance coach or something.
Thank you.
But don't you guys agree with Matthew? That question, James Salituma, is constant texting and calling a sign of healthy communication or insecurity? And you want to place you guys, you disagreed with Matthew's.
Okay, for me, I will answer him by saying sometimes it's an insecurity because you have something like everyone's time is really precious because the word he has used is constant texting and calling. So that means there's a struggle or an attachment that this person has towards you. And so you will have to address that because that thing will literally eat your relationship because you have to constantly be on the phone when they call. You have to constantly respond to them and they are doing it constantly. So it's not a healthy sign of communication, not at all. That one needs to be worked on because you will realize this person is attached to you to the point they are not letting you go. So they're not doing anything the whole day apart from texting and calling you. And that time you also have things to do. And that is a guy who's texted. And I love the fact that it's a guy because some ladies literally do that. Hey, you're not allowing this man breathe. You're there, you're messaging him. I jamaliza 10 minutes. Aki, my man has not responded, what's not happening? You will make it such a big issue. And I think it's high time you just see, you just know when to just limit, let me not say stop communicating, but manage your ways of communication. Give people time and grace. Also, you find things to do. Monge asubuhi tena unataka monge. Jehovah.
Idleness.
That's a sign that you don't have actually anything to do. So I'll just tell the man, just find a way to relate to your lady. Also get to know her because you may find an issue of that person has never felt this way before. And so they have never found someone to talk to. And so at least communicate to them so that you know why they're doing what they're doing. Express yourself so that they know my man doesn't like this. Let me try to limit it. I didn't love what
Matthew
had said concerning ladies because I feel that he still has a lot of work to do to get
Yes.
to get to understand us, but I also get to understand his perspective of where he is coming from. And that's why I want you to read the book Men Are Mars, Women Are Venus. Yes, it will get to tell you more about how we operate.
Yes. And I was coming to that question. Do you agree that women, we view men who constantly talk to us as, there's a word he used.
Desperate men.
Desperate.
No, because he has said weak men.
Weak men.
Oh my
That
goodness.
is the word he used. Weak men.
No. I don't know which lady you met that made you see that.
Sorry.
We are
sorry. Yeah, we are sorry.
She represented us badly.
Very poor.
We are sorry on her behalf, because we realize most women love attention. And we don't view it as a man who is calling and texting you constantly that he's weak or he doesn't have something to do or that he's desperate. Because I have been there before. Because my ex was like that. The first 2 weeks I was seeing it as love. Like I didn't find it as a problem actually. I was like, hey, minapigiwa kila siku guys. This guy's like I used to see at least he's giving me attention, he's giving me his time. And I never saw it as a weak man until I realized, by the way, when I don't, because for him when I don't speak, that's where the problem was. And so I had to tell him and address it. But we never view it as weakness. When you hear some ladies, they view it as love and attention. My guy is getting me, he's calling me, he's texting me.
So as we wind up now, Nkatha, we've talked so much about James' comment and feedback now, but Yvette said something about it's not a lack of communication, but the problem now is the kind of communication. Perhaps what are the levels of comprehension, if at all there are different levels of communication, of comprehension? What are they?
So first of all, I would like to say, let's not put everything in one box, because from his statement, it didn't sound like he found a problem with the constant communication. He was just asking if it's a sign of a healthy relationship. At the same time, I also feel like we are confusing the comprehensive communication with kawaida communication, right? Eli, hi, how are you doing? Oh, I saw this reel, I thought you'd like it, vitu kama hizo. So I feel like, for me, how I'm trained is, when you're looking at a situation, don't put it in a box, because if it's not causing problems, then iko sawa, until it starts causing problems, whereby, like what she's saying, when I couldn't pick, it became a problem and everything. So if it's just communication whereby I can spam you with reels, utaziona jioni, we can reply when you're free and everything, that is fine. If it's that of, oh, I was just checking in, uko fiti, how is the day, blah blah blah, how's work and everything, and then you stay for a few hours, you check in again and everything, that is fine. You get. So also understand the other person, where they're coming from, and what love language. I feel like auto communication is part of love language. Like, I'm constantly in your bubble. I get to see what is happening. I get to know what you ate. I get to know any challenges that you're having and everything. The only time it becomes a problem is, one, if there's no consistency. Now that will bring in some kidogo problem. People confuse that constant checking in with love bombing Neo. When the first few weeks or the first month, oh, he's all in your radar, like constantly calling, constantly checking in, calling you on dates, and that is love. And it's a very big red flag that we don't see it as a red flag until it's too late. So that needs to be consistent. Even if it's reels, if you're sending me reels, try and make it a little bit consistent. Ndio nisikae nijiulize, na leo hajani text, is he okay? You get. So until it becomes a problem, then I feel like it's something we shouldn't worry about. And at the same time, kama ni argue, I normally tell people, never engage in fights over the phone, especially text. Through a text, I can't tell what tone you're using. I'll read it from my perspective, from my point of view. And my point of view inaweza kuwa you're shouting at me, and that escalates the whole situation. So if you're having fights, never have them on phone or on text. Meet and discuss. Even if it's something that has broken up immediately, tell this person, can we meet up and discuss this in person? So if it's fights, don't do that. But anything else, I feel like we're making it seem so rigid. Like you can't enjoy just sharing a reel. You can't enjoy checking in on your partner once in a while and everything. You can, by all means, you can do that, because I feel like that's what also ignites the whole relationship and everything.
Inapepeta.
Inapepeta na your jiko.
All right.
So yeah, as long as it's not causing an issue, then well and good. But if you realize, if every time I text and I'm not getting feedback, it causes me anxiety, then that shows there's a problem. And not a problem with your partner, a problem with you who is having anxiety.
All right.
So it's you who needs to address it.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, once again for making time for us to have this conversation on communication, the make or break factor in love. Keep interacting with us. That's it for Relationship Wednesday this week. Thank you so much for watching. It's TV47 Digital and X. Tag me at Annie_Dida, TV47 Kenya on Facebook and on YouTube. And I'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Good morning.